Hey folks, welcome back. Jojo here in the garage. Well, today we got a little something I've never had to deal with here. This is working on old mom's Vet, 1975. It was cold this week. So off camera, I figured I'd do an easy bench project because the heat, the heat kind of stops right here. The floor is cold, under the car is cold. I don't want to do any undercar work. So I yanked this out of here pretty quick. This is the whole power assisted steering out of this Vet. And it looks like Ford and GM both use this setup from like the 50s all the way. I don't know of any other GM vehicle that used this style steering as late as Corvette did. And I guess maybe because of the oil pan placement or something. Well, I don't know. This is antique. It leaked oil like crazy. I pull it off the car. It was dripping out of everywhere, and I gave it a kerosene bath, and by that time I was done. So what I got here, this is Edelman stuff right down the road a little ways, down in Dixkin, Illinois. These hoses here were all leaking at the crimps. They come from this control valve and go to the push and the pull of this cylinder. So I got new hoses, new pressure hose and return line going back to the pump. Then I got these two seal kits. One is for the, like what I would call the control valve itself, and then one's for the ram. So what I'd like to do is figure out how this works. So somehow fluid must interact with this action here off of the pitman arm and divert pressure from here. No. Let's see, what is this? This is actually the pressure line here. Hey, buddy.
What's going on?
Yeah, not a whole lot. Yeah, I'm testing it out. So it looks like high pressure fluid comes in here from the pump. It gets, and somehow this whole thing works, and then it sends fluid either through this port or this port, and that would charge either this side or that side of the ram. That's the only thing I can figure. It doesn't look super hard. I mean, it looks like an old Clark C500 type setup, so I figured I've done those. This can't be that hard. It's just nuts and bolts and stuff. So I think what I should do is probably mark where these hoses went in relation to where this is, because when we take this all apart, or you know what I could do is I could just take a picture of it with my phone. Back before cell phones, when I was working on fork trucks in the field, I would have to like take a punch mark and punch here and punch there, but we don't do that anymore. We just take a picture. So let's get these hoses off. They're junk. We're gonna throw them away. We got new ones from Dixkin, Illinois, and then that wasn't even that super tight. And then we'll get into this control valve here. I did see that they sell this whole cylinder new, so I guess if your chrome is scored, that's the first thing I did under the car. Make sure this rod end and this chrome wasn't all scored up. At that point, you might as well put a new one on, because even if you reseal it, it's not gonna seal. Oh boy! All right, what do you want to start first, Al? You want to start with the ram itself, or do you want to start with the control valve?
Part.
The ram?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, it should be pretty drained. Oh, pretty drained, but not quite. Not quite drained all the way. Oh,
Oh my god.
she's a squirter. So here, if you come over here and look, that's just a real little, I don't know if you can see that, but that's a real little snap ring in there.
Yeah, I think I can see that. You're not.
Let's see what we got here. I got a 45 degree. I can't see nothing. There we go. I got it. I can't imagine doing this on the car. Upside down. Yeah,
That'd
right.
be possible.
Well, it would be possible, but not for me. I'm super, yeah, it would be a challenge. I'm super lazy, so that's probably not going to happen.
Where I got it from.
Yeah, gee. Ooh. Oh.
She wants to go.
Yeah. Oh, you bitch. There it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this all out right by your hand. What the hell is going on here? Here we go.
Gotta be more gentle, Dad.
We got this little, that's not even a scraper, that's like a little brass deal. Does that rod not come out? How the hell are we gonna? All right. I did look at this. This one here is for the rad. Snap ring, backup washer, seal backing, seal. Okay. So let's get a pick, I guess. Oh boy.
There it goes.
Yeah. Okay.
Tight.
Ooh. What is this? Some kind of fibrous. I don't know what the hell that is. What the hell? Eh?
I need to try that.
Yeah, go
This
ahead.
might be spicy.
It could be.
Don't get a shot of that.
Okay. Anywho's. Okay, so that was what? That was the ring. And then there's a backup washer. Yeah, we still got like 3 things in here. But the important thing is to not scratch the chrome. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Ring. Whatever. Ooh. What we got here? That's rubber. Oh, that's like a actual legit seal. Oh yeah, there's one in here. That is this guy. An oil seal. That must go in like that. Let's just check, see if it's the right diameter. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, now. How are we gonna get it out though? Without damaging the chrome. That is interesting. You'd think there'd be a piston seal in there somewhere, but apparently not. Oh gosh. Oh, okay, we got her. Now, how bad did we dick up the chrome? Of course, I nicked the housing. Oops. I don't know how you're going to do that on the car. I have no idea. I mean, maybe you can do it like a Pitman arm seal. You just take the snap ring off and jack the wheel and it blows it off. Maybe. I don't know. Whoa! It's icing on the cake.
Dinner's ready.
Okay, break time. Dinner's ready. All right, we're back from dinner. I kind of cleaned up my little yard sale I had going on here. I had every tool out of the toolbox, it seemed like. Oh. So we got this seal out. It wasn't pretty, but we got it out. I would recommend just sticking a screwdriver in there, like a number 1 flathead maybe, and bang, popping her out. I had this really fine emery cloth. It's so fine that they got to tell you what side the back is. I cleaned up the rod. I didn't see this when I didn't do that, but I didn't see it when I was under the car. That little guy I did. Well, you can't hardly tell, so we'll just pretend like that wasn't there. I got this all cleaned up. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to drive this seal in. Obviously, right lip towards fluid. When we use this 5/8 12-point half-inch drive Craftsman socket, because I feel like, yeah, let me go the next size up. What would that be, 11/16? Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's go with the 11/16. Hopefully it don't press in too hard. I'm going to put a little shmoo on there, and then we'll push it in. I feel like this will slide on. See, I don't know if I'm hitting the step where that rides, or there's a little, where the square drive ends in the bottom of the socket. I feel like I'm hitting that step. Can you see me screw this up? Okay, good. Wouldn't want to miss out on that. Yeah, this guy's pretty hard. Okay, let's see if we got any luck. Oh. Ooh. It'd be nice if it just boop, but I doubt that. Oh! Well, shit. That ain't too bad. That went right in there. Okay, it looks pretty okay. Let me just wipe away the shmoo here. I'll bring you in for a close-up. Yeah, check this. That looks seated, right? Yeah. Let's go with that, because then we got the backup ring. So this picture totally sucks. Seal backup. Backup washer. So here's what we got here. This is how I took it out. Seal backing. So that's this guy. No, that's correct. Okay. Then backup washer, which is this guy. Then ring. Then snap ring. So snap ring, washer, backup, other washer, seal's already in there. And then This is the boot. This is Das boot for the joint. I'm not even going to change that. I'm not getting into all that. And then this guy goes on here. That goes to the frame. This is the part that goes to the frame. And it's got a sleeve. And then what is this tin nut for? Won't worry about him. All right, so now let's put on the washer. What do they call this in the book? Seal backing ring. This is a seal backing ring here, so let's slip that on there. Oh, look at that. We still got room in there. Oh, you know what? Now we can take our guy. Yeah, here. Look at here. Yeah, okay. This is probably asbestos. Look at how furry that is. What is this thing made of? But this one was kind of a fibrous deal. It looked like the fur. I don't know. We're going to put the fur on the inside. Usually like a little fur around the ring, but you know what I mean. Uh-oh. I don't know if this to me, this is like synthetic leather. That's like an old Clark hydraulic. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to put you down. Oh, well, that's a hell of a backup ring. Uh-oh. Oh. Let's give that a little taparoo. And then this guy. There's like not a... That must act as like the scraper. Okay. You can really... And then the snap ring. Oh boy. Got a little schmutz on there. What I mean. Oh. That was a good sign. That means we didn't have to like pry on that or anything, or like punch it in with a punch. So that means, yeah, we're in the groove. Maybe. Oh. Ooh. I mean, it's got spoogage. I'd say that turned out pretty good. That was not as big a disaster as I thought. Hopefully it works. Ha! Okay.